So do men really lose interest after getting the poom poom? We're going to find out. We're going to be watching one of my older videos, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion about that topic at that time. All right. So with that being said, we're going to begin this video. Don't forget, we're having a seminar in London. Click in the description down below to purchase those tickets. We're having our last 2 meditation meetup next week and the week afterwards. So if you guys want to attend, purchase tickets in the description down below. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, and by the way, the reason why I make so many announcements, ladies and gentlemen, Father Alex has to pay his tuition. All right. Out of all the YouTubers out there that are dating coaches, I put out the most free content. I mean, no other dating coach has more free content on the internet than I do. So because of that, I gotta sell my stuff to pay for all the bills and pay for my tuition and all that kind of stuff. Because you guys teach me, you guys pay me to teach. So as a result, I go to school and put that money back. So that's how it gets paid. And we are uploading our emotional mastery course. It's gonna come out sooner. So once it's out, it's going to be around 200 or 250, one of those two. So purchase it now while it's cheap. It's $69. Purchase it right now and by going in the description down below. Okay, so let's begin with the video.
Like a bowl.
So you apply these techniques, you make them wait, okay? You act as though you're not interested, and it seems like it's working. It seems like he's showing you attention, he's texting you more, sending you more LOLs and wants to hang out with you. You go on a date, you guys have sex, and you don't hear from him again. What went wrong? Am I wrong? Did I lie to you guys? Fuck no. I had a question. Somebody sent me that message yesterday, where I'm not gonna say her name, but she told me to keep it private. But it was through Facebook, and she said that she met a guy the other day, and she applied everything that I said in the video of how to make a guy fall in love with you. And she said she showed interest, and then she backed off. She told him that, you know, like her type was the total opposite of who he is, and so she applied all of the techniques that I told her to do, and she said like it was actually working. And she told me, it's like, what, Alexis, this is working. He wants to see me again, and he's interested. And I was like, yo, don't let this get to your head. You don't know who you're talking to. You may be talking to the guy, or you may be interacting with his dick.
The strategies that I teach, it's all about learning how to court attention. And when somebody likes you and you court their attention, feelings will develop. That don't mean courting attention does not mean making them fall in love. It just means you're giving them space to fall in love. In other words, it's like a fire. You need oxygen so that the spark could become a flame and it could be a real fire. Sometimes there's no spark. So no matter how much oxygen you blow on that shit, it's not going to create a fire. But we do that with everyone you meet, in case there's a spark and then a fire comes up. Does that make sense? That's like the whole gist of the strategy. By the way, you guys see in that video, it says my Instagram. Follow Father Alex on Instagram so that you can know Father Alex a little bit more, because I'm always posting, you know, my dog sometimes when she visits, and what I like to talk about, you know, seeing Alex from a different point of view. All right.
Because they're two completely different people. You know, you got him and you got his dick. You have me and you have my dick. Those are two completely different heads in every sense of the way. So why do I say this? It's because in the video that I made about how to seduce a guy and how to make him fall in love, I said very clearly that you could make a guy want you more, but it's not permanent. And I'm gonna explain to you why. I'm gonna explain to you why guys act as though they like you, but when they get what they want, they're not attracted anymore.
It's like somebody who needs a job, and the first few days of the job you're enthusiastic, right? And you want to go to work, but after a while you get bored, you get burnt out. When it's a job that you actually like, yeah, you're not going to be enthusiastic the whole time, but you're going to have enough enthusiasm to not hate your job, to actually like your job. Time flows by quicker, right? It's the same thing with guys, is that sometimes a guy only likes you because of the emotion, because it's arousal. You know, arousal is not just your dick, right? Arousal is just, it's the pleasure of newness, right? And the only way to find out whether or not this feeling is real is to let that pleasure of newness burn itself out. And then we can see what's left once the fire is gone. And sometimes there's nothing. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's life. You're not going to swing 5 for 5 all the time. It's like baseball. Unfortunately, a successful batting average is really low. 25% is a really good batting average. In other sports, 25% as a quarterback completing, it's a horrible completion rate. With dating, the success rate in dating, you'd be surprised how low it is. We're just not aware of it because everyone is always touting their success and you feel isolated because of it.
There's a logical reason why, and it's not like guys are fucked up, but it's because this is how it is, unfortunately. So, let me give you from my perspective. Some girls that I've dated were very, very good at flirting. Some of them were. Not most of them. Majority aren't, but some of them were pretty goddamn good. And they'll get me attracted to them, and I'll be like, God damn, I want to have sex with her. My goodness in heaven, what the fuck? Stop teasing me like that, right? And so I want her because she's teasing me, but then once we have sex, it's kind of like, what? I thought I liked her. What? I thought I was attracted to her. You know, and the funny thing is that the guy actually even acts surprised because you're like, yo, like, I actually thought I liked this. Kind of like you're fucking her and you like feel that desire, but then as soon as you come, you're like, oh, what the fuck? Who's doing this? It's kind of like it feels like you're somebody else. Like, oh, what the fuck? And like your dick runs away. He's like, whoop, I'm out. And you're like stuck there. You're like, come here, come back, nigga, shit. So what's going on here? This is the thing, is that you have physical attraction and you have emotional attraction. Those are two completely different things.
All right, ladies, we're going to go to a quick announcement so that Father Alex could pay his tuition. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys haven't purchased any of my courses, we have a special bundle deal for everyone. So that you could purchase all of my courses, meaning you could purchase the psychological game of attraction, natural chemistry, and nice girl, along with all of the bonuses. Originally, if you purchase everything without the bundle, it'll be around $500, to be honest with you. But right now, if you guys purchase it with the bundle, you guys will be able to get all of these courses: psychological game of attraction, which is for women who are single; natural chemistry, which is for women who are in a relationship; nice girl, which is a course on assertiveness, along with all of the bonuses: social mastery, practical mastery in terms of how to master anything, social mastery in terms of how to master your social skills, and the laws of human nature, wherein it's part of the Robert Greene book club I used to have. All of these, naturally, like I said, it's $500. Now you get it at $394, which is essentially 20% off everything. But if you guys want to purchase a more affordable bundle, you guys can purchase the bundle without the bonuses, and that will be at $224 rather than the $300. Well, rather than the $293 that you guys would naturally purchase it. So you could purchase it with the bundle or without the bundle. You could purchase it with the bonuses or without the bonuses. It's all of the work that I put in the last 4 years, in the last 5 years, actually, all of the research that I've done. And this course, rather than watching all of my videos, and because they could be random and you could sort of like lose the big picture because there's just so many videos, you guys get all of the content condensed in a course. Trust me, people, if you guys purchase this, you won't regret it. If you haven't purchased it, hopefully this will push you towards it, because it's something that I believe in, and everyone who's purchased my course have been satisfied with it. And if they didn't like it, I always give their money back. I have never rejected a refund. All right. So purchase it right now. Click on the description down below where it says purchase the bundle, and I'll see you guys inside.
When you use the techniques that I teach you, for example, silence. Let's say you use silence in order to get the guy, right? And you will even try to say that you're not his type in order to make him feel inadequate and make him want to prove himself to you. And it may work, and it may seem like it's working. Like I said earlier, he's texting you. But the thing is that in reality, what you're really stimulating is his emotions. I mean, is his physical desire for you. That doesn't mean he has an emotional desire for you. The emotional part is something that's more organic. It may feel as though he likes you from your perspective, and even from his perspective too. It feels as though he likes you. He may even think that. Like, oh man, I want to see her. He may even feel jealousy, you see? But the thing is that this is more superficial. This is more of an emotional, of a physical drive to get with the girl. So in reality, when you're teasing him, when you're using these techniques in order to make him watch you, you're stimulating his physical and primordial part of who he is. And so once he gets off, what happens is that there's a clean slate with just emotions. Now the only thing that's gonna keep him is his emotions, and that's something that happens over time, and it's something that's organic. You cannot manipulate someone to actually love you. This is not something that you can do. This is more organic. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, a girl may tease me, a girl may make me want her more, but if I don't really like her, I don't even know until I actually fucking come. It's true.
Jesus Christ, dude. Just say man, was I vulgar during those times, people. I feel like I have Auntie Energy right now. I do look like an aunt.
Like, I don't even know until it happens. Do I want to stay with her? Oh, I want to stay with her. Oh, come here. And you want to cuddle with her. Then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, it's actually true. You see what I'm saying? So what can you do about that? How can you fix that? From my perspective, let me give my thoughts.
2,000 years later.
For example, let me give you a scenario that happened to me a couple months ago. And I was talking to this girl, and we were Skyping, and I was in New York City, and she was in Georgia, right? And we were talking. She was like one of these Southern girls. Like, she'll bake you a pie, and like she was like, "Come here, honey. Let me give you some sugar." And so we were chatting, and she was bad as fuck. Oh my Lord in heaven. So we had Skype sex, right? And as soon as I come, I looked at her and I was like, what the fuck? Like, I swear to God, it was like, oh, I gotta go. Like, oh, I gotta go now, right? And it's not like you're being an asshole. It's that, like, there's no other reason to stay there. It's the truth. Your emotions kind of betray you. Your body betrays you. It tells you like it, but in reality, it's more of your testosterone. You can't, and it feels as though you like her. It feels as though, but until you actually come, you'll return to reality, because you get a little crazy. And I get a little crazy too when I'm too horny. You go back into reality, and you're like, oh, wait.
It's kind of insane how I talk during those times. I'm pretty much a testament what meditation can do to you. Like, it calms you down over the years. And this is pretty much what I want you guys to learn. Pretty much about the channel. Is that it's not really about changing your personality, but about removing the insecurity and removing all of the baggage that's not you, and just being more calm, being more chilled. You know, like, I can say this in my life, the more calm I became, the more relaxed I became, the more people like me. It's pretty insane how different people treat me compared to how I was before. Now, for me, I'm more of a late bloomer, right? When I was younger, I looked weird. Like, my features, they didn't grow into them. I didn't grow into them up until like 3 or 2 years ago. Because I just had a weird look. That's all I can say about that.
Hey, man, I just want to have sex with her. And that happens often. But the signs that of him wanting to have sex with you could really appear as though he actually has an emotional connection with you.
And I have a feeling that's natural selection, where the guys who were able to fake that passed down their genes more. Kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? What are you going to say? Oh, I know you don't like guys who don't have jobs. I'm going to tell you. Like, it makes sense that if your goal is to pass on your genes as a individual, to do it by any means necessary. And unfortunately, evolutionarily speaking, the ones that sometimes lie get it. You get what I'm saying? I'm not encouraging it, but I'm just saying that if you manage to convince her that you are that, you're gonna pass on their genes. But here you have fucking Bob the Honest dude. He's like, oh, I'm too, blah, 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 blah. I'm too honest. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it's morally correct, but I'm just saying that the liar is gonna pass on their genes a lot more than the one who's honest. Like, it sucks, right? But
and the needier the guy is, which is to say, the unhappier he is, and the less women he gets, the more he's going to confuse physical attraction and his desire to be happy with attraction to you. That's what's gonna happen. So even though if he stays with you and he actually does whatever the hell he wants to do, his unhappiness is going to appear as though he actually likes you, but in reality he's just using you to be happy. There's not real love. This is more of a crutch. He's using you to feel better by himself. And that doesn't last, because as soon as he finds a girl who makes him feel better, he's gonna run away and go with her. You see what I'm saying? And so what I want you to understand is that the connection with a man cannot be manipulated. This is the one part that cannot be manipulated. Really cannot. Because even though when you miss the girl and she sees you, as soon as you have her, you like, oh shit, this was anticlimactic. Like, life is very anticlimactic. We all know we worked for goals that as soon as we got the goals, we were like, this is not as fun as we used to be. Even better, like when you used to get Christmas gifts. You got the Christmas gift, and the next day, you don't want to play with them anymore. Actually, that never happened. But sometimes, you're like, it never happened with me. But for the most part, when we get something, we get it, and it's not as we expected it to be. Like growing up, you're like, oh, it's gonna be fun. But as soon as it happens, it's not as fun as it is. So what can you do to increase the likelihood that the guys will like you for who you are? It's gonna sound weird, but it all starts with you. You see, like, a guy will see a girl, and if you're the type of girl who is needy, who needs a guy in order to be happy, you're going to attract the guys who are also needy. And so those guys are less stable. Those guys confuse love with unhappiness. You have to first be fulfilled and be happy on your own. Stop looking on the outside for happiness and look for the within. What does it mean to look on the outside for happiness? Looking for those Facebook likes, looking for those Instagram likes, looking for those YouTube views, in my part, looking for signs of attraction, looking for women, and I used to do that too, and I still do it to a certain degree. I'm not fucking perfect, you know, but the key is seeing yourself looking for happiness in other things. And what you're gonna notice is that as soon as you get it, you want more, but you're never really happy. Your happiness comes from being unhappy, which is to say, I got it, but I want more. And the wanting more gives you hope that there's salvation in the future. So what do you have to do? Stop thinking about the future. The future never happens. The future doesn't bring happiness because the future is ephemeral in nature. It's an illusion. You know, we have the temerity, the audacity, the unmitigated God, the fucking disgusting proclamation to believe that things on the outside are gonna make us happy, when in reality we see the evidence that says that this is not permanent. This is not really gonna make you happy. So what do? You look in the past, trying to find yourself in the past, trying to think of the good things you've done in the past, trying to find who you are, trying to feel a good sense of self through relating to the things that happened in the past? No. Because once again, that also becomes distorted, because our brain distorts memory in order to fit a model of the world. So what do? You become present. You stop focusing on the future and you stop focusing on the past.
That's why Father Alex has emotional mastery for sale. Purchase it in the description down below.
You only use the future to plan, and as soon as you stop planning, you return to the present moment. You only look at the past to learn from your past, but as soon as you stop learning from the past, you return from your present moment. You don't look at the past to be happy. You don't look at the future for salvation. You look to the present moment to find yourself. How do you do that? Remove time. Let me ask you this. Right now, tell me what problems you have right now. Not in 2 minutes. This is in the book Eckhart Tolle, in the book The Power of Now. Not in 2 minutes, not in 10 minutes, but right now. Do you have any problems right now? Just focus on it right now. Notice if you have any problems right now. You don't, right? Isn't that crazy? But then right now, just think about what's gonna happen tomorrow. Think about your debt. Think about when is Alex gonna make his next video, and suddenly you feel anxiety. Suddenly you feel, holy shit, what the fuck? Think about what time you gotta get out of work. Suddenly there's problems. Your mind gets into the future, but how do you become happy? You focus on the now. You see, the reason why you cannot focus on the now is because your consciousness, your attention is being used up by your mind. And mind you, you're not your mind, because your mind acts on his own. It's like another entity. You're not your mind. You're the observer of your mind. So how do you do that? Simply use all of your senses to whatever's going on right now. Because again, I said again, your attention is usually where? In here. You see? It's usually in here. Your attention is not in your body. Your attention is not in the present moment. How do I notice? For example, notice the way your feet, your shoes feel on your feet, or your clothes feel on your body. Notice it right now. You weren't noticing it in the past, right? Well, because you were in your head. But because I told you to notice it, now you're more conscious. Now you're more present. The thing is that when you're focusing on what's going on right now, your attention turns away from time. You become present in the moment. You see? And so when you live in the present moment, when you learn to become present to the moment, life and a lot of your problems will fade away.
Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy that video, and I hope you guys enjoy my commentary feedback on that video. It's kind of nice seeing my point of views change over time, and even it's kind of nice seeing how I talked back then. I mean, Lord, I sound like I was on crack. Anyways, enjoy this video. Hit the like button, subscribe. Meditation, London seminar, attend. There has to be a certain amount of people that attend in order for me to do this. So if you purchased it, just know that I'll give you guys a 100% certainty in a month if it's gonna happen. Okay. And I'll see you guys. If you guys want to work with me individually, one-on-one, click on the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.